In a previous video, I threw up this voicemail that I'm just gonna, this email, I'm gonna throw it up on screen. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but you can pause and read at your leisure, for your reading pleasure, if you will. And I get this kind of criticism all the time. I get these kind of challenges all the time. You say Donald Trump's a racist. You think Donald Trump's supporters are racist, but you never prove it. You never say how. These are people who watch like one video of the thousands upon thousands upon thousands that I've published. Then I'll go back into the catalog to try to see the other things I say. I need to repeat everything all at once to prove it, to bring the receipts, as this dipshit Jason Blackwell said. But I'm going to just bring another story to your attention of Donald Trump being a white supremacist, Donald Trump being an abject neo-Nazi, with the power of the presidency behind him, with the power to withdraw funding or not fund certain things. He does not have the power to pull funding that's already been appropriated by Congress. This is working its way through the courts, and we will see where that lands. But it is self-evident through the way the Constitution describes the congressional powers in Article 1 that they appropriate money, and then when that spending bill, that budget is signed into law, it is a law. It cannot be changed after the fact through the stroke of a pen unless it's repealed by Congress and rewritten by Congress and signed by the president. So anyway, Donald Trump has for a long time been in an all-out assault against black folks in this country. He says that all of the anti-woke, anti-DEI, anti-CRT, all of these are just different words for racism in this country. And Donald Trump has said it. He has made it his main number one issue, especially in this administration, to combat the evils of DEI. In this case, he says that it's illegal DEI to fund the cleanup of a community that's over 70% black and the human wastewater that gets washed back up into their lawns, into their homes, and the fact that there are medical repercussions from this poisoning of these black people. So tell me again that the guy who's deleting pictures of the contributions of black Americans from Harriet Tubman all the way up through Gulf War veterans, pictures are being deleted. Exhibits from the Black History Museum are being sent back and taken down. They are dismantling black contributions in this country because of Jason Blackwell, the emailer, white supremacy. Diversity, equity, and inclusion in this country make us a better country, a stronger country. A diverse Marine Corps in which I served was a stronger Marine Corps, a more cohesive Marine Corps, but not to Donald Trump. Black contributions, black people themselves need to be erased, even if that means poisoning them with human wastewater. Here's the article from NBC News. Trump shut down a program to end human waste backing into Alabama homes, calling it illegal DEI. An executive order stopped a $26 million federal program to help residents of Loudon County, Alabama, who have dealt with inadequate sewage systems for decades. For the last 14 years, when it rains in Loudon County, Alabama, contaminated standing water builds up around Annie Burke's home. When the septic tank breaks down, raw sewage backs up into her toilet, she said. Although frustrated by the unhealthy and inconvenient conditions, Burke said she doesn't let it get her down. Human wastewater contaminating. Now, hang on a minute. Let me go back to that sentence. Although frustrated by the unhealthy and poisonous, inconvenient conditions, Annie Burke said she doesn't let it get her down. This, if you're white in my audience, this isn't a message for black folks because they know. I am unceasingly amazed at the resilience and positivity of black people in this country. To have undergone what black people in this country have underwent for generation after generation after generation. And then to have shit like this continue to happen and say, I'm not going to let it get me down. I wouldn't have that attitude. I don't know that attitude is justified. It's not on me to make that decision, though. It is admirable, I will say that. Let me continue here. Human wastewater contaminating homes and yards in these rural parts of central Alabama has become a way of life, she said. The problem has existed so long and was so pervasive that a 2017 study determined 1 in 3 adults in the county had the intestinal parasite hookworm. The Biden administration investigated and allocated nearly $26 million to rebuild Lowndes County's water infrastructure, with the Department of Justice declaring the majority black area was suffering from environmental racism. This is another thing that these ghoulish, shitty, white supremacist, racist Republicans, they scoff at the idea. Oh, environmental racism. Oh, the environment's being racist now. Yeah. This is proof of it. This is it. And we have a chance here to undo decades of damage. And instead, Donald Trump is not going to fund this program that has already had money allocated to it. He's going to end the program. Why? White supremacy, Jason Blackwell. White supremacy and racism. Trump supporters. The DOJ's Harmeet K. Dillon, the Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights under Trump, said the agency, quote, will no longer push environmental justice as viewed through a distorting DEI lens, referring to diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. As an aside, Harmeet Dillon has sent me a cease and desist letter for a colleague or a client one time in reporting that I did on their voter participation in Orange County. We'll just leave it at that. A real gem who wants to silence and squelch the speech of Americans who speak out against Trump supporters and Donald Trump himself. And now she's been rewarded with a high-level position within the Justice Department. Just a dipshit lawyer from San Francisco who happens to be a Republican, and also a failed candidate to run the Republican National Committee. A 2023 investigation sparked by environmental activist Catherine Coleman Flowers and conducted by the Department of Justice found that low-income residents of the county, most of whom are black, have lacked basic sanitation services for generations. Given the area's especially hard, impermeable soil and the high cost of installing private wastewater systems, many residents have resorted to straight piping to deal with human wastewater. This method involves guiding human wastewater away from the home onto a series of ditches and crude piping systems, according to the DOJ report. That water collects in nearby yards, open areas, and woods. And when you look at the demographic information related to this particular area, it's upwards of 70 to 75% black. If this was a 75% white area, I guarantee you, just based on the history that we've all experienced, this would be dealt with. This would be paid for. But when you're a black community like Flint, nope. No money for you. You get poisoned with lead. When you're a black community like Lowndes County, Alabama, sorry, you get tapeworms for your trouble. And in the face of this, the community members, like the woman they interviewed here, she says, I'm not going to let it get me down. If that doesn't make you emotional, you need to check the existence of a soul or whatever you believe in inside here, because you are soulless. What do you think? I'd love to know. If you're from this community in Alabama, get at me. I'd love to have you on the show and talk about this. You can comment below. You can call my voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. I'm going to see you. I'd appreciate it if you'd consider supporting this work, helping me produce these videos, reaching the millions that I do on a monthly basis. You can click the join button below for $1.99. Help me do this. You can also go to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. I love and appreciate you very much. I'll see you next time. Follow me on social media if you're already there. Don't sign up to do it. I'm at Dollemore just about everywhere, and I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.